How we doing?
Yeah, man. So obviously, I've summoned my brother Nathan here today. It's not the usual episode you man are used to, man. It's crisis talks.
Boy. Where do we start? At the time of recording, we currently have a couple household injuries plus a couple suspensions as well. So we have a bit of a midfield problem. Declan Rice, due to suspension in an egregious game, will be unable to feature in the following game, which is against our noisy neighbours Tottenham.
Due to a suspension that we cannot speak about in camera.
I believe Calafiori got injured on international duty. I think it was against France. Yes, it was. They haven't. I don't think the club have reported exactly how long he's going to be out for, or even if he's going to be passing fit for the game. But yeah, that's another one.
And then last but not least, our skipper. Ankle looking like a light bulb, bro. We have no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuses. Mikel, you just signed a new contract there, no excuses. It was yourself and Edu's choice to go into the season with a smaller squad than we did last year. It was your decision to make the squad weaker, quote unquote weaker than last year. There's no excuses. Obviously, it's unfortunate. Marino, Odegaard, no one could have really anticipated the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But this was always going to come for Arsenal, and now we have to show what we're made of. How creative can you be? It almost feels like a moment for Ethan. You can potentially compare the situation to how Bukayo Saka broke through, how Hector Bellerin broke through, how these players broke through. There was a struggle in the side. So with Arsenal, Pepe wasn't performing. It allowed Bukayo Saka to come in and snatch his chain. Arsenal, I think it was Debussy that got injured at the time. Bellerin came through, and the rest is history. This could be a moment for Ethan. I personally think Ethan is ready. If you're good, you're good. And he's proved to me so far, from what I've seen in his little flashes, that I think you can hack it. Just throw him in, we'll see. But at the same time, I don't think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think Arteta also needs to show some tactical flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Knowing Arteta, I think he's still going to go for a 4-3-3. But if it was me, probably knowing what we have, like by the time we're recording this video, Odegaard is definitely out, Marino is definitely out, Declan Rice is definitely out. Who knows, by some miracle, Odegaard might just play, we don't know. But I think if those players are not available, I think this is actually our biggest test so far, because we've been so lucky that Odegaard has not picked up an injury in all the years that we signed him. And I think he is so crucial to the way we play. It's now time to show what we're made of, to show that we're not just Martin Odegaard FC, we're not just Bukayo Saka FC. Arteta, what can you do? How can you adapt to the situation? It's still Spurs, they're still us. If we lose, I don't want anyone to make an excuse and say this and that was gone and this and that was gone.
I feel like there's been a lot of debate, a lot of debacle on Twitter, all forms of social media, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's just saying, first of all, people were upset that Arteta has signed a contract extension, saying, does he warrant it? Does he deserve it? Looking at this, Arsenal fans, we were depressed when he first came in. We were in the mud. We looked like we had no way out. He's come out of it, being able to make us consistent challengers again, and we can only be thankful for that. Now, I think I echo the same views as FG in the sense of this is our biggest test to see if not only does the squad have the minerals, but if Arteta has the minerals as well. And if he does, then this conversation will go by like nothing happened and we should get a positive result against Spurs. However, if we are going to get that positive result against Spurs, I think that he probably has to change the tactics. I think going 4-3-3 is a big risk. Is a risk.
And knowing Arteta is someone that's probably gonna go, like, from what we know him, yeah, it'll be. I wouldn't say disappointing, but it will just be so like bland and boring if he just chooses to go for like the party at the base, Jorginho and Havertz, like instead of mixing it, try and mix it up a bit, like take a risk. Like I know it's mad to say throw a 17-year-old into like one of the biggest derbies in England, but like I said, if he has the minerals, he has the minerals, innit? Yeah. Raheem, I'm excited to see. Raheem from all interviews and stuff. it's sounding like he's hungry, he's ready to go, he's got fire in his belly, and this could be a wounded animal that nobody wants to see in the league. Everyone's saying he's got a hunger in his belly. People are forgetting who Raheem Sterling is.
At this point, pressure makes diamonds. That's the best way to summarize it. Pressure makes diamonds, and I feel like we've always had questions of Arteta in the past, and he's answered the questions and he's passed the test with flying colours. This is just another one of those tests. And yeah, like we get it, North London derby, but at the same time, we've been to Spurs twice away in the last 2 years. We've won both games, scoring 5 goals in the process. Personally, I'm not worried, but I get what everyone else is. But it's just one of those days. You just gotta make it count, man. Have to make it count.
Like I keep saying, if you're made of it, if you're made of that stuff, like go and show it. Come and show it to us. I'll give you an example. Was it last season? And this guy's gonna start cheesing now. I can't believe I'm gonna about to. Was it last season? Trent wasn't available, and you came in for Trent. Was it Conor Bradley? Use your squads. You know what I mean? You gotta start trusting your team. You can't be making excuses. You've gone 2 seasons now without any injury. Well, not any major injuries. The season before, Saliba went down.
Boy.
Probably it was
Game-changing
injury. But last season we were very blessed in terms of our injuries situation. So now it's not always going to be rosy for us. We got to see how we can push through it. And at the end of the day, it's flipping Spurs, bro. It's actually Spurs, man. At the end of the day, our squad isn't deep, and that's the fault. That's the fault of.
Oh boy.
Well, I wouldn't say fault of, but like that's what they've chosen, innit? So you can't now come and cry and say the squad wasn't deep enough. But I do have a comment about that, because I don't know if there's a disconnect between. Well, I don't think there's a disconnect, but I feel like Arteta was saying that we were short. He was saying that a lot. So I don't know what's happened there. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, you've gone in. You said you're happy with your squad on trying to deadline day. All these injuries happen. It can't be an excuse this year. We must. I personally think Saka could play as an 8. I think he can. I think he's got the qualities for it. He's a good ball carrier. No matter what people want to believe, he's a good ball carrier, strong ball carrier, and yeah, he's done it against City, man of the match performance away at the Etihad. So yeah, I feel like glass on the wall. He's creative. Something that could work. That's where it comes into Arteta being creative and inventive. So we'll see. Like, I don't think it's a bad shot personally.
Whilst I think that it could work, I think his best qualities are probably best out wide. So it kind of then, to me, feels like you put, realistically, Nwaneri in there, innit? But again, 17-year-old. But if you're good enough, if you're good enough, you're old enough. So I feel like it's one of those things where we've seen his qualities on the ball, both in like Arsenal games during pre-season and even for England as well, that could suggest that he's more than capable of coming into this team and doing the business. But I'm not mad at seeing Saka go into midfield. It'd be a crazy move, but if it works, he's a genius. If it doesn't, well...
If you're old enough to wear the shirt, you're old enough to hold cone, bro.
Yes.
Know what I mean? So, yeah, man, Ethan...
Could be a time to shine, my boy.
Could be a time to shine. It could be a Saka moment for you. It could be a Bellerin moment for you. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the vid, and hit the bell notification so you know when we upload another video. Normality will resume next week. We promise.